All right, so today we're solving rational equations. So we're going to do the same thing that we did in 8.5 where we get a common denominator, but since there's an equal sign, it is now an equation, not an expression. So with an equation, the bottoms end up canceling out because I can multiply every single term by it, and that cancels out your bottom. So we want to get a common denominator, cancels out. We do need to check for extraneous solutions. Does your bottom equal 0? And sometimes things can't cancel out and whatever. So this right here, get common denominator, I'm going to multiply this by a 2, this by an x, and this by a 2. And they'll all be the same. So what that looks like is 6 over 2x minus x over 2x equals 24 over 2x. Since the bottoms are the same, they cancel. So if you want to see it, why, it looks like this. See, if I multiply both sides by a 2x, they cancel out for us. So then you're just solving the tops. So subtract over your 6. So you get 18, and then divide by your negative 1. And that's what I was about to do before I told you. So your answer is negative 18. So x equals negative 18. So you look at the bottom. If I plug in negative 18, it does not make the bottom 0, so we're good to go. So put the 4 over 1. So it just means this needs a plus 1 on top and bottom. So that gives us 5x so bottoms cancel and you have the tops. So 5x equals 4x plus 4 minus 5. Subtract over your 4x. X equals negative 1. Now when I check this time, if I plug in negative 1, it makes my bottom equal 0. So that's actually called an extraneous solution. It doesn't actually work. It's extraneous. And I happen to pick a bunch of extraneous ones on this paper. So as you're solving them and you think, what? It just happens I picked a bunch. So try 3 on your own, pause the video, and come back if you see if you got the answer right. So I'm going to multiply this by x plus 3 and cancel it out. You guys should have gotten this step. That gives me negative 3. Negative 3 makes the bottom equal 0, so you'd say no solution. I should have written that over here too, that this is no solution because it canceled out. All right, one like number 4 here. And we try these, we have to factor this first. So the first one has an x and an x minus 2. So the middle one needs the x minus 2. The last one needs the x. Now they have all the same terms on them. Sorry about the... Come on, zoom in. They're the same. So what it looks like is 10 over it plus 4 equals... Because when you multiply to the top, you multiply to the bottom. See, so they're all the same. Once they're the same, you're just solving your tops. So you're solving 10 plus 4x minus 8 equals 5x. I'm going to subtract over my 4x, and I get 2 equals x. Again, 2 equals x is going to make it a no solution. I told you. I picked a bunch of no solutions on accident. All right, I don't think there's probably like one more no solution, but that was it. All right, so for number 5, there's a 2, an x, and an x plus 1, because these are 2 separate terms here. So this one needs a 2, and this one needs a 2. So now they all have 2, and now I need an x over here. So now they all have 2 x's, and we need x plus 1 on these 2. So what that looks like is 6x squared. Make sure all the bottoms are the same term. And all I did here, you guys, is this makes 14, and I distributed the 14 to both terms. That's an imaginary multiplying right there. So now the bottoms are the same, so they cancel. So you're just going to solve your tops. So I get so bring these 2 terms over. That right, 6 minus 14, yeah. If I took out a 2 here, Does that help me? Factors of 12 to get -4, because we're multiplying here. So -12 to get -4, 6 and 2. All right, so this pulls out a 3x and a 2, and leaves us with an x minus 2. So my zeros would give me -2/3 and 2. Neither one of them makes 0, so they're both solutions. Yay! Okay. So go ahead and pause your video and try 6 and 7 on your own, and then come back here and see if you got the right answer. All my bottoms are the same, so they can cancel out. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute. So we get 6x minus 6. We're going to make this 4x minus 4, and then multiply it in here. So it gives me 4x squared plus 16x. Multiply here to plus 4. So it gives me all right, so I'm going to combine like terms. So up here I get a 4x squared. I get 6, 16, and minus 4, so that makes 18x. -6 minus 16 more would make minus 22. Bring it all over. Minus 10. Minus 30. So take out my 2. So are there factors? Did I mess up somewhere? Let's see. Minus 22. Minus 8 more. 15 to get 4. Yeah, that doesn't actually, I had to have messed up somewhere, you guys. Sorry about this. So let's see, multiplies by x minus 1. That's correct. Let's try to refoil this real quick. So if I refoil this, I'm going to refoil it without the 4. That's what I had. 4x squared minus 22. All right, and foil over here. Make sure I did that one right. You guys are probably like, Miss Scharfenberger, this is what you messed up on. And you're not here to tell me. All right, well, I guess it doesn't factor. You have to do the quadratic formula to it. So I'll make sure I skip that one when we're in class together. So you'd solve that using the quadratic formula because it doesn't factor. So I did the quadratic just to check to see if it factored. And this was the answer I got. So it's a -4 plus or minus square root of 76 over 2. All right. So we're going to move on to one like number 8. This one is easy. Pull out an x. And so look, to make the bottoms the same, I just need to multiply this side by x. Bottoms the same, cancel them out. Woohoo! Same thing here, pull out a 2x. So this side just needs a 2x over it and cancel them out. So you get 6 equals 2x squared minus 4x. I'm going to bring this over to 0 and pull out a 2 at the same time. So this would be minus 3 and a positive 1. So we get 3 and -1. Neither of these make the bottom equal 0. So they're good. Oh wait, -1 does. Just kidding. So 3 is the only real solution to that one. Now we're going to go down to number 11. You can't always just factor out. So if there's only one thing, cross multiply them and solve. It is an equal sign, so you can cross multiply. So I get x squared equals 2x squared minus 16. I'm going to move this over here. Negative divided by negative makes a positive. Okay, cross multiply. So I get x equaling 5 and 2. Neither make the bottom 0. So we're good to go.